David here from Figboot Today we're going to take a look at a pen from one of my favorite modern pen companies, TWSBI. I have a number of their pens and I've yet to be disappointed by any of them. And today we're going to take a look at the Diamond 580. I had a few fountain pens prior to my TWSBI Diamond 580, but this was the very first pen that really expanded my horizons in the fountain pen world. I thought to myself that, hey, if this pen is so cool, then what else is out there that could be even cooler? So we're going to take, today we're going to take a look at three different models of the Diamond 580 that I have, and we'll look at each and what makes them unique and different, and we'll go over some of the pros and cons and give you some measurements, and then we're going to do a writing sample. So the first thing that caught my eye about the Diamond 580 is the packaging. The packaging is very cool. So you take off the lid, and inside you have the pen in this little gallows type chamber here, and that inside we have the pen. But we'll set this aside for just a second. And you can see it says TWSBI right here. And if you lift up the top, you have a couple of things that are interesting. One is you have some nice instructions on exactly how to service and disassemble your pen. One of the really neat things about these TWSBIs is that they're fully disassemblable. You can disassemble them very easily and very simply, and they're really good pens to kind of learn how the inner workings of a pen are and how they work. But then also what it has on the bottom are two pretty cool things. One, it has a very tiny bit of silicone grease that it includes in there, so you could maintain your piston mechanism. And then also it includes a TWSBI wrench. This is just blue because it has the plastic coating on the outside of it, but it's a little metal wrench that comes with it that you could use to disassemble the piston mechanism. And also I have it under good authority they could use that same tool on other piston-filled pens as well, that it does fit some other piston-filled pens very well, so you could do maintenance on those. So, as I said, I have three different models, and we're going to take a look at this one first. This one is the Diamond 580AL, which stands for aluminum, because there are some aluminum highlights on this particular pen. So, what we'll do is we'll start with the cap, and that at the very end of the finial has the TWSBI logo, which I like very much. It's a very cool logo, as you can see here. And it's a nice fat clip, and the clip does have a decent amount of spring to it. It does have a nice inner cap that is translucent but is slightly gray, and a big fat band here that says TWSBI. And then on the other side it says Diamond 580 and Taiwan. TWSBI is a Taiwanese company, and what it means, or what TWSBI stands for, is in Mandarin it stands for Hall of Three Cultures, which is San Wen Tong. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but San Wen Tong. And then the word Bai, B-I, means writing instruments. So what they did was they took the San Wen Tong and reversed it, so it was TWS, and then they tacked on the BI on the end for writing instruments. So that's what TWSBI stands for. So it is a piston filler, and that when you take off the cap, the nib is really neat. It just has it has the TWSBI design on it, the TWSBI logo. It's a little tough to see here in this light, but it has the TWSBI logo. Then it says M, since this is a medium. And on the feed on this particular model, the AL, is a blue aluminum, and that it's very comfortable and very smooth. There's a little ridge here at the end. It doesn't slope up, it's more of a ridge, and I have a tendency to hold my pens very close to the edge, and this actually forces me to go up just a little bit more, and which is probably where I should be holding them to begin with. But I have a tendency on this particular pen to hold it a little bit further up because of that edge. The threads are here at the end of the section, and there is just a tiny bit of a slope here. Threads aren't sharp and really don't bother me whatsoever. Then you can see the ink window here where the ink is, and this particular model is full, and this thing could hold a lot of ink. And then we have the piston mechanism, and then on the AL you can see that it has a matching blue. I'm assuming this is aluminum as well. I haven't disassembled this model, but even if it is plastic on the inside, that it's the same exact same color, and it looks like it has the same texture as the section here. And then we have the piston mechanism here. And then on the end, there are some little grooves that you could see. Now those don't go all the way through, they're on the inside, but some grooves. This pen does post, and this is probably one of my biggest annoyances about this pen, is that it posts right on the piston mechanism. It doesn't post past it. So one thing, when you do post it, this pen can get comically large. And it gets very, very long when you post it. And so I have a tendency not to write with this pen posted. It's plenty long, the barrel is plenty long enough so that you can write with it unposted. Excuse me. But one of the other things that I need to be careful of, or you need to be careful of, is if it is posted right on the piston, when you hand this pen to somebody else, or if you take off the cap or unpost it, you need to be careful that you're not twisting it or anything like that, because you can engage the piston. So that's something you really need to be careful of, is so that you don't engage the piston when you are taking this on and off. So that's my main thing that I don't care for about this pen, is the way that it posts, and how it just makes it too large to use when it's posted, and then you just really have a risk of engaging that piston. So so this is the Diamond 580AL, and we went over those parts. Let me just show you another one that I have, and this one is just the straight Diamond 580. And this one is the exact same, except for it has a black piston mechanism, and it has a translucent feed. And not a translucent feed, but a translucent section. But other than that, it's a virtually identical pen. And then I have one in red. And this is, in essence, the very same pen, except for it has a red plastic piston, and then this is also a plastic that is on the cap, and then also a plastic that is on the section. So this pen looks really well, or looks really good with red ink in it, which is why I ended up getting this one, because I really didn't have any red pens, or pens that look good with red ink. So I picked this one up because I thought it would look really nice with red ink in it, and it does. So in my opinion, the TWSBI Diamond 580 is a good step up from a Pilot Metropolitan, or a Lamy Safari, or a Lamy All-Star. That it's just kind of the next progression. If you have those pens and you're looking to make a step up, a Diamond 580 is an excellent choice. In the past, there had been some QA issues where there had been a number of folks reporting some cracking around the cap and some cracking in some of the plastic. I personally own 7 of TWSBI's pens, and I've never had an issue. And it does seem like over time that those issues have gone down and down. The reporting that you hear of those has gone down. But I enjoy each of my Diamond 580s very much, and the nib is very smooth. It kind of was the first pen that gave me an idea of, oh, this is what a really smooth nib can be, that it really does glow or glide over the paper. And it is a very wet nib, but one that I enjoy very much. So let's take a look at some measurements, and then we'll do a writing sample. So here we go with the writing sample for the TWSBI 580. We have here the TWSBI 580, and this particular one is the AL for aluminum. And the ink here, and it's actually a medium nib. And the ink here is actually Pelican turquoise, which I actually recently picked up, and I like that bottle a lot. And that's what the bottle looks like. So we'll do a quick writing sample. This is a very smooth nib. I wouldn't say it's buttery smooth like a Pelican or something like that, but for a $60 nib, this it's outstanding. And it was the first one that I received that I kind of opened my eyes to what the potential of some really cool pens would be. So you can get a little bit of flex out of this nib. It is a steel nib. And the mediums for me have always been decent when it comes to wetness, and so we'll just do a little bit of fast writing. And it's never had a problem in keeping up. So the TWSBI Diamond 580 is a fantastic pen that I enjoy very, very much, and it really is kind of a gateway pen that led me to many other things that I enjoy, and so I would highly recommend this pen. So thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks, bye.